Welcome to this week's episode that I want to start with a question. Do you have a mean girl in your mind who continually tells you you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, or if you're a guy, not handsome enough, that you can't do it, that you're never going to get what you want in life? Do you? My name is Terri Cole. I'm a licensed psychotherapist, a relationship expert, and the founder of Boundary Boot Camp and the Real Love Revolution, which the course is coming up in April 2018. I'm super excited. So this whole series of videos from now until April is going to be all about love. Healthy self-love, healthy other love, relationship love, sex, anything you guys want to hear. And you've been writing in, and actually today's video is based on what one of you wrote into me. So thank you very much. Clearly, you are still suffering from this inner mean girl syndrome. So I wanted to do a video about how to shut her up for good, or him if you're a guy. So let's take it from the top. First of all, what is that voice in your mind? What does it say, right? This is the negative, the fear-based voice in your head saying all of those things that I was just saying. How you can't do it, right? And that the reason you haven't gone after your dreams, so much of it is because this inner mean chick doesn't think that you deserve it, keeps you living small, comparing you to other people. It's really about doubt, giving you so much doubt about your capability and really what you deserve. So this inner mean voice just has to go. Just has to go, because the inner mean voice also keeps you not just living small, but not going for it, not doing what it is that you want to do. So I want you to close your eyes right now. Take a deep breath, and I want you to think about, how would your life, the way you're living it right now, change if you could actually move through and around these fears that this inner mean girl, or your ego, or your fear mind, whatever we want to call it, how would your life change if you didn't have this constant negativity going on in the background all of the time? If you could start to make decisions really based on your highest good and what it is that you want in life. All right, open your eyes. But can you imagine, or you're thinking about how your life could change if you weren't driven by the mean girl voice? So let's talk about some of these steps. You guys know I've been a psychotherapist for 20 years, and so this internal negative dialogue, there's many theories about what it is. I know that it's incredibly debilitating. That's the first thing that I know about it. But it's not just your voice, right? So much of the time, the inner mean girl or the inner mean guy is the internalized voice of someone else. We call it an internalized other. So if you had a very strict parent, or a very punitive, meaning punishing parent, it could be their voice. Or a very religious grandmother or something who always told you that you were bad, or that what you were doing was wrong. That could be the voice that you've internalized. And it sounds sort of out there, but what happens is, when we're no longer getting that feedback in the home we grew up in, or from those people, they don't have to worry about it, because we have actually internalized that voice. And when they stop doing it to us, we start doing it to ourselves. And I know that sounds out there, but it's the truth. So you have to be aware. So number one, what is the first thing that we need to change anything? And you guys know this if you're on my channel and if you listen to my episodes. What is it? You need awareness. You have to be aware of what it is that you want to change before you can change it, obviously, right? So what is this voice doing? Bullying you all the time into working more, doing more, maybe saying yes when you want to say no, right? Feeling like you should, making you feel somehow inferior to other people. But I want you to be aware of what she's actually saying. What is this voice saying to you in your mind? So it's not just simple awareness that is step one in shutting down your inner mean girl for good. It's being aware of the content of what is the bullshit that she's spewing in your mind. Specifically, what is he or she saying? Because this gives you basically a roadmap of where you need to work on shame, blame, guilt in your own life, because these emotions really keep you down. So I find that the inner mean girl or guy dialogue is very much around the things that we feel ashamed about. And shame, as you guys know, is a super low vibration emotion that definitely does not get you where you want to go in your life. It definitely does not help you accomplish what it is you want to accomplish. And you don't deserve it. So let's get rid of all of that crap. So, number one, you're going to be the awareness is going to lead you to take an inventory to what is the content of what your inner critic is saying. And that will give you the place to find where you need to work on any shame, blame, guilt that you're carrying for any incidences from the past. So we want to get rid of those. Step two is being super conscious of the compare and despair dynamic that happens with your girlfriends, within your family system, at work, anywhere. Compare and despair is the most depressing and pointless way of functioning in the world. So, what is the someone who is like a comparison queen? What does she do? This is the inner judge who's constantly saying, um, you don't, you're not as good as, you don't, what's the word I want to say? That you don't measure up is what I'm trying to say to other people and their success. That no matter what it is that you do, if you are constantly comparing and despairing and letting the inner mean girl do it, what you're doing is setting yourself up to fail. Because listen, no matter how much success any of us have, there's always more. There'll always be people who are more successful. So why do we want to stay in our own lane? Why do we want to keep our eyes on our own paper? Because there's never been another you before. And you may want a certain amount of success or love or whatever it is, but you're going to do it your way because that's the only way that you can do it. Right? What do I like to say? It is a true story. There's never been another you. DNA wise, you are the only person with your DNA who will ever live on planet Earth. So there is no comparing you to others because you are unique. Embrace that uniqueness and stop thinking that other people have the answers or they figured it out. Because being a psychotherapist for 20 years, I can tell you, lots and lots of people have the exterior, right? Their Instagram feed would tell you they figured it out. And I can tell you that nobody has it figured out. We're all figuring it out. This is called being a human being on planet Earth. And there's no shame in that. So, number two was no more compare and despair. Just no more. Because it also creates jealousy. And jealousy is such a low vibration emotion that we just don't want. Why don't you look at people who have things that you want as evidence that what you want is possible, right? Look at how they did it. Like, wow, that's amazing. She's doing this thing that I really want to do. Let me see. Let me learn. Let me find out about this person. How did she do it? Rather than feeling jealous or envious, like you would want it or you would want to take it away from them. See it as possibility that what you want is completely and totally possible. Right on, right? Isn't that good news? Isn't that exciting? And the last step that I see in shutting up your inner mean girl or inner mean guy for good is really getting still and silent, right? There's this inside of us, right? The overwork, the doing addict, as we call it, right? This inner sort of task master who just wants to make sure that you're always, always busy doing something. This is like you never resting, never relaxing, right? Never getting a chance to just play because it's fun. Because here's the deal, you guys. The to-do list is truly never ending. It can go on forever and ever and ever. So we can't let the to-do list that never, the bottomless to-do list dictate what we do in our lives all the time. When I say get still and silent, those of you who know me know that I mean create some kind of a daily meditation practice. Just do it. I've got tons of free guided meditations out there. Just Google it. You'll find it. So does my teacher, David G. There's a zillion. free guided meditations out there if you don't know how to meditate that you can learn. Pick a short one. Start with under 10 minutes. Start with 5 minutes. Have a little timer on your phone. Start with 2 minutes of stillness and silence, something, so that you're creating this internal space. Just allow yourself to take a deep breath right now, just as you're watching. And exhale. Relax your shoulders. Just simply breathing mindfully creates an internal expansion that can change the way that you look at your life, the way that you go through the world. If you stay busy, busy, busy because that inner mean girl or guy is telling you you're lazy if you don't do it, you never create that expansion that you need for creativity, to have fun, for simple pleasures in life, to be joyful. We can't always be doing something. Doing nothing is doing something. So I know that sounds counterintuitive, but it's true. So I don't want you running, running, running. It will not get you where you want to go. Getting still and silent, creating a daily practice, even if it's just a breathing practice, something to create that inner expansion. This will help you be mindful of when that inner critic is just starting to yak, yak, yak. And as soon as you're aware, you can be like, yeah, no, I'm turning the volume down. I'm turning the volume down on that bullshit, because that is exactly what it is. You don't have to go through your life listening to that, but you do have to harness the mind-blowing power of your intention to change it. So I hope you like this episode today. I hope that it helps you punch your inner mean person in the face and silence them for good. And at the very least, turn down the volume so you can't even hear or make out what it is that they're saying. If you like this episode, please share it. Anywhere you're listening to it, you might be hearing this on my podcast. You might be watching this on YouTube. You might be watching this on my blog at terricole.com. Wherever you are, please share it on social media if you like it. Because you know what, you guys? We change everything by changing ourselves, right? And I want to transform this world one human being at a time, one happier human being at a time. So you sharing any of the work that I do is really your greatest compliment to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you guys have an amazing week shutting up your inner critic. And as always, take care of you. Don't forget, we have a download. You don't have to take notes. We have a little cheat sheet for you. So just click on the link and download it.